Oh, it's so bad. Whatever, let it ride. Pop an easy hood. Yeah, gravity. Hello everybody, good day to you. Welcome back, glad you're here. So you guys have seen me in the past do some fairly questionable repairs, or at least use some questionable strategies to achieve an end result. And we're gonna do something, this may be the sketchiest of all sketchies on this 2000 F150 that seems to have a flat tire. In a couple days it's been sitting here. So the story with this truck is basically the transmission cooler, which is within the radiator, has sprung a leak. And that has caused transmission fluid and engine coolant to communicate back and forth. That means they're mixing together. Consequently, the transmission ended up full of engine coolant, and the radiator ended up full of transmission fluid. They weren't separated. There was like a frothy, browny, pink kind of mixture substance. Either way, we pulled the pan down, inspected the transmission pan, and found a bunch of clutch material in the bottom. At which point I felt compelled to condemn the transmission. The problem is finding a junkyard replacement is sort of difficult, and they're expensive. A remanufactured unit is extremely expensive, and pulling this one out and having this one rebuilt is also expensive. So we're going to attempt, against my better judgment, we're going to attempt to save this thing and make it work a little bit longer. So I'm gonna go back to the optimistic plan of basically flushing the daylight out of this transmission. We're gonna replace the radiator to stop the leak. We're gonna flush the trans. We're gonna try to save it. It's either gonna work or it's not. The guy that owns it, loud noises from the grinder. The guy that owns it is aware of the risks, and basically this is a cost situation kind of problem here. So I'm gonna air that tire up real quick, and we're gonna nose this thing in, and I'm gonna go ahead and pull and replace the radiator first, because whether we ultimately end up putting another unit in this or I can save this one, the radiator still has to be changed. So we're gonna change the radiator, and then I'm gonna try to save the trans. If it doesn't work, we'll figure out what to do. Maybe the guy can find a used one, or maybe he can buy another truck and we can use that one, I don't know. So stay tuned, because this is gonna be a very interesting conclusion to this video. Yeah, personally, I'm in the camp of let's not waste good money on bad car parts, like blown up transmissions, but that's what we're gonna do. So let me air this tire back up, and then we'll get started. Oh, and by the way, we have no idea what the mileage is because, well, the gauge cluster doesn't work. It's got a lot of miles, guaranteed. 187,431 light years, we'll call it that. There we go. That should about encompass all the other possibilities here. That's about right there. Good to go, powering down. All right, that grinding noise needs to stop, so I'm turning the radio on. Need some tunes. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I did make a video on the trans pan removal and inspecting this thing. If you'd like to go back and refresh yourself, or if you missed that video, just go ahead and check down in this video's description, and the first link at the top will take you back in time to the first video on this particular truck. And yeah, that's nasty. Look at that. Ew. All right, so first on my list here, I need to get this K&N high performance intake system removed. It's a series of hose clamps and some connectors, it looks like. I can't get to that one, do that later. Couple clamps over here. We're gonna pull this guy out, then I can pull the radiator shroud out, and we'll get everything disconnected, drained out, unbolted, all that good stuff. I'm actually hoping for, well, this section to be easy. Saving that transmission is gonna be a challenge. It might not even be possible. We're gonna try it. No promises though. No promises. And there's that mass airflow connector. There we go, put that aside. Kaden comes with me. Okie doke, so the shroud should be clipped in on the bottom, and I can already see that the clips are broken and it bolts in up here at the top. So we'll pull the top bolt out. Pull this shroud out of here. And that's going to give us access to these hoses and these transmission lines down below. Come here, washer. Seriously. I got it. Uh-oh. Now look. Yeah, there, got it. Cool. All right, that's one side. Let's check that other side. There it is. Found you. Yeah, that's hard to reach. Unkicks. 11 millimeters too. That's the weird part about that. That's an 11 mil fastener. Silly. Yeah, it was an 11 mil fastener. It's gone now. Uh-oh. Error in judgment. I thought I was going to be able to slide this thing out, but that's not going to be the case because the fan is hanging on to it. So I'm going to have to unthread that fan and disconnect it from the water pump. And since we're doing things all sketchy style, I'll continue the trend of sketchy and inappropriate tactics with an air chisel. But it's okay, don't worry. I've done sketchier things in the past. This is going to work out just fine. So all I got to do is get this little chisel on here. It's the same mechanism as like an impact gun. And I'm going to put it on the edge of the fastener. Just give it some love taps. See that fastener turn? Just like that. Yeah, it should be loose. Now I can reach in and just rotate the fan clutch and it will begin to unthread from the water pump. Nice and easy. Yes, I know, fan clutch tool, I know. But I have chisels and it works. I have a fan clutch tool also. But this way is just, it's so much easier. And that's why I did it. Plus, if we're gonna be doing something sketchy, we've gotta remain consistent. We can't just, you know, be halfway sketchy. We gotta go full on like Sketch-O-Matic here. Anyway, so the fan is, fan's loose. Now I just need to fish the fan and the shroud out in one singular motion. Also, probably easier said than done. So, let's see how this works. Come out, fan. And the shroud is next, and it still doesn't really want to come out of there. Got her. Everything's broken. Okay, so the next thing you're gonna ask is, why would I replace the radiator with a leaking internal transmission cooler with a new one before fixing the transmission? And that answer is very simple. If I fix the transmission, flush all the fluid out, and then I connect it to this radiator, what's going to happen is as the fluid flows through, it's just going to recommunicate again. So yes, when I install a new radiator, yes, it will contaminate this cooler inside of the radiator with that mixed up transmission fluid. However, when I go to do the fluid exchanges on it, it'll just simply flush all that out and it won't be a problem. So yes, I will contaminate the new unit, but I will also decontaminate the new unit very swiftly. Okay, we're gonna need this drain pan. I'm gonna borrow it from the Lexus that lives here. Toss that thing in right down there. And I think there's a drain. Well, there's a spot for a drain, but it's either broken off or it's not equipped. Can't really tell. I don't know, maybe, I don't know, is that like a hex in there? Can you guys see? Hang on, let's get some more light. I'd love to just be able to drain this with the petcock valve. Maybe I can. Let me get a 10mm hex socket and we'll see if I can't open that thing up. Yeah, let's see if this is gonna work. Right here. Yeah. Well, it's turning. Is it gonna come out? Yeah, so it was broken off. It looks like it. And let it ride. What do we got in there? Nothing? It's not even draining. It must be all plugged up. Look at that nasty. It's forward blood leaking everywhere. So since that drain's not draining, this actually might turn into a mess. because when I pull this off, it's gonna leak fluid everywhere. I don't wish for that to happen, but not exactly avoidable. And no, I'm not changing the hoses or any of the other stuff on this. Oh, that's so bad. Look at this, you guys. It's not supposed to be that way. That is not instant coolant. That's something else. That's something else entirely. It's like radioactive Ford blood. Ugh. Goodbye. Here, we'll just put that aside. Keep that out of the way. So that's the upper hose. Let's go over and get the lower hose removed, and then we'll pull the transmission cooler lines off of it and pull this unit out. Okie doke, so since we're draining on that side and we're gonna be draining on this side, looks like we need two little green oil drain buckets and a 16mm wrench. You know, the cool thing about everybody having worked on this at some point is a lot of the stuff that gets broken during disassembly is already broken, like the, you know, plastic retainer clips and things like that. So I don't really don't have to worry about breaking anything because it's already broke. Which I guess that's a win. I'll call that a win. Why not? Better than being a pessimist. Come on out of there. This one's less reluctant to be compliant, which is good. That means it's American. Reluctant to be compliant. That's a nice way of putting it. You, more nasty. Just let the radioactive Ford blood flow. Look at that. Stinks too. Alright, now right here we've got this little itty bitty vent hose. Just pull that guy out of there. Wiggle it some. Pop that guy off. There we go. So, radiator's free. It's disconnected, both the hoses. We just need to pull these mounts off, that one there and the other one on the other side, and then this unit should come out. Okay, two 10 mils, 6, and that's one mount free. Bolt was stuck. Other mount. Unclick. Okay. I'm silly. I forgot the lower radiator hose. I even just said that I removed it and I didn't. What was I thinking? All right, here. Okay, here. Let's spin around and get down a little low and get that lower clamp off of there. That trans fluid is still like oozing and bubbling out of there too. Nope. Wrong pliers. I need to be using my hose clamp pliers. Shameless promotion. Available in Amazon links in video description. That is all. Let's pull that guy back right there. And I need to recenter my drain pan. Bear with me. Move that over some. And I'm going to reach down and pull this thing off the radiator. It's going to be a mess. It's a bunch of water. Yeah, that's all water dripping out of there. The water must have been settling at the bottom. That's what was happening. Okay, round two. Let's give it some more. Oh, it's so bad. Whatever, let it ride. Extra nasty. Okay. All right. Now, I do believe that this radiator will come out with ease. Let's just give it a tug. Yep. Still draining. It's stuck over here now. What's going on? Nothing. Let's get that out of here. Come on, radiator. I don't have all day. Oh, here it comes. Got it. Set this thing right over here on the towel so it can't contaminate my floor. Alright, that's our transmission destroying radiator. It's a good thing we integrated that trans cooler into that tank to save space and money and parts count. Good job. Oh no! That comment was reminiscent of the of earlier days when my sarcasm and cynicism reigned supreme above all else. Blue towels. Well, now what do we do? This thing's contaminated with nasty everywhere. Put the new radiator in. Let's do that next. 3-to-1 says it's the wrong one. What do you guys think? Do I get the right part? Hope so. It's got a valve. Yeah, I think this is it. Looks like it. Smells like it. Tastes like it. Yeah, I think we're good. That's weird. It just started randomly flowing more fluid. Like I walked away and it was stopped, and then I came back and now it's draining more water out of it. Okay. Okay, new unit coming in. We're gonna lower this bad boy right down into position, except I have it upside down. There we go. And whenever that thing's done draining, you can hook it up. Okay. Whoa, don't go anywhere. Let's get the mounts set up real quick so it can't flippy flop around. There's one. There's the other one. Click. Click squared. All right. Okay, so stage 2 of that hose draining appears to be done. So we can go ahead and pull all this plastic stuff off of here, and those little plugs, don't need those. I don't know what this piece of plastic is even doing here, but it's stuck. It's stupid. Shouldn't even be. What is this? Why is that even here? Get out of here. Alright, contaminated lower hose. Yeah. Yeah, that's not working. I need to climb up here a little higher. I don't have the reaching down 4 feet, hunched over strength to manipulate this thing one-handed. I can't do it two-handed because one hand is holding me up. And it's oily. Why? It doesn't have to be this hard. Let's try the right hand. Tend to have a little bit more strength in the right side. Are you serious? How did I get the old one off? Like, this makes no sense. It's because this hose is ruined from being covered in trans fluid. That's why. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, nice and easy. Okay. Going back in with the hose clamp pliers again. Come here, clamp. Let's sneak this guy back in. Sure, it goes down there now. That hose is so soft and squishy. Okay, we need this little yellow plug out of here. And that's not tight, so we need to tighten that. That's cool. A couple turn should handle that situation. There, click. There's our lower hose for the transmission. Let's get this guy started. Come on, get in there. Yeah. Got it. I think that's good. Come on, I'm getting tired of this. I'm on my tippy toes, leaning over. It's stretching the calf muscles in my legs, and it hurts. Click. Okay, it's hot down there. Let's get out of the little dungeon. Come on up. So I suppose we should go ahead and get the shroud and the fan installed next. Now again, the cool part about this is since the bottom tabs are broken, I don't have to worry about aligning them. How about that? There's always a positive to every situation. You just gotta have the wisdom to find it, I suppose. Well, it might not be wisdom. Could be ignorance. It could be. I mean, you know, we don't know what we don't know. So. There we go. Let's do this without gouging up the front of the radiator. Yeah. Oh wow, we're stuck now. Oh, it's on the belt. I see. There we go. Got it. So while I'm here, while I've got my hand on the fan, try to get these threads started. This would be easier two-handed, but I can't really support my weight properly. Yeah. This truck sits a little higher up, and I'm sitting up on the radiator shroud. I need to get two hands on this. This is hard. You know, I'll reach in through the back to hold the weight, and then I'll use my left hand here to try to rotate this to get the thread started. Yeah. Let's try this. That's a little easier. Drop my blue towel. It's over. There it goes. Super easy. Oh, my phone's ringing. I hope it's another scammer. Be right back. Yeah, no, not a scammer. We didn't get lucky on that one. Sorry. Okay, now we just need to get the shroud lined up and go ahead and bolt it in. So this thing had like these little bracket extensions. I need to install those so they will extend the stud so I can bolt the thing on there. Never seen these before. This is kind of odd. Or maybe I haven't, I just don't remember. That could be the situation also. Regardless. Not irregardless. One extension installed. Run that through, and then I need got a washer, and then that 11mm nut. And now that that's kind of all situated, I'll go ahead and get that transmission line bolted in while we're here. Click. Okay, this is going to be both trans lines installed, and Oh, let me see, what else? Oh yeah, the bracket. We have to do the bracket on the other side and then we'll tighten down the bolts. So, let us move over back to the passenger side and we'll get this guy bolted in. We'll hook it into the shroud using the stud. See that? And then we'll line the bolt up with its little clip right there. See it? Fail. Fail twice. No worries. I'm good at failing. My order of operations was not correct. This is fine. And where's that bolt at? Nut. Remember the nut that I dropped? I said it was gone forever. Found it. Crisis averted. Click. Did I get this other side yet? I don't remember. No. That's why I left the line loose. Look at that. Now it can't reach the bolt. Okay. Okay, back over here. Let's get the nut. Oh, no more 8mm. We need 11. There it is. And one more on that side. There it is. Alright, good to go. Kinda. Let's back up some. Let's go ahead and throw that intake back together next. Yeah, I said kinda good to go because I don't know if this thing's gonna survive. I really don't. I mean, it's really hard to tell. I'm not very confident in it. I know that I wouldn't put my confidence in it because if you rely on your truck and the truck proves to be unreliable, then, well, it's not a very good truck, is it? You have to rely on your truck. Let's see here, where are we? We've got the clamp that holds it to the little bracket. Let's get that one on so it's all nice and stable like. Mass airflow connection. It's right here. Plug that guy in. And what am I missing? I'm missing one more connector. Air intake temperature sensor. So we've got these two PCV hoses over here. It barely fit. Don't know what that was, but it was loud. It's not 8mm or 5/16, so I can't use the screw gun, hence the screwdriver. Plus, again, I'm sitting far away, and my extra long shank screwdriver makes me not have to reach so hard. Hard and far. Okay, there we go. Oy. All right, guys. Well, now what do we do? Tell you what, I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to lunch and I'm gonna wait for my appointment to show up when I get back. So I think I'm gonna roll this thing back outside and put it on the back burner one more time. We can circle back to this thing later on. So that being said, there is going to end up being a part 2. I think what I'm going to do is fill this coolant system up with water, throw like some Tide Pods in there or something, get some detergent in it, and hopefully I can break up some of that nasty stuff and then clean that out. But again, the real focus is going to be on saving the transmission. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my transmission fluid exchange machine, and I'm going to connect to those trans cooler lines over there. We're going to start the engine, get the trans pump going, and we're going to do a positive displacement fluid exchange on the transmission. We're probably going to have to do 2 or 3 of them to get all that contaminant out of there. The reason being is that it cannot be driven anymore with contaminated fluid. If those clutches have survived and it continues to drive with even just the slightest amount of coolant in there or water, then it's gonna make this transmission meet a swift end if it has not already. But I'm gonna go ahead and save that one for the next video. It's gonna be a rather lengthy process, and I think that's too much to include in just one. So that being said, thank you guys for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I certainly hope to see you on the next one. Thanks again for watching, and most importantly, don't forget to have yourselves a great day. See you guys later. End of nasty, contaminated Ford.